Low creak of stressed metal. Wind-like static of open vacuum. Breath, controlled, deliberate, but too fast. Audio log. Hall Maintenance Unit, Badge Cova 7. Engineer Maren Solis. I'm initiating this log because the alternative is thinking in silence, and right now I can't afford silence. Tether failed 11 minutes ago. I am currently drifting off the shadow side of waypoint EN4 with a partial thruster pack, a comms unit that keeps dropping between 30 and 60%, and an oxygen recycler that is showing a blinking amber light I've never seen in 7 years of hull work. For the record, I don't know what the amber light means. That bothers me more than the rest of it. Thruster burst, short, sputtering, a faint mechanical click. Okay, let me say what I know. The tether snapped during the secondary coupling replacement on node 17. Coupling was corroded. My fault for not catching that in pre-check. I'll put it in the report if I get to write one. When it went, I was on the shadow side, about 4 meters below the midline of the hull. Station's rotation carried me off the surface before I could get a grip lock in. I have been in free drift since then. Waypoint EN4 rotates at roughly 6.4 degrees per minute. That sounds slow. It isn't when you're outside it and it's moving away from you. My maneuvering pack has 2 functional thrusters out of 4, port low and starboard high. That gives me some lateral movement and some pitch, but almost no direct vector thrust toward the hull. I have been using short bursts to slow my drift rate rather than reverse it. Current distance from hull surface, approximately 9 meters. A faint beep, recurring, metronomic, oxygen indicator. The amber light on the recycler pulses every 18 seconds. I've been counting. I don't know what it means, but it hasn't turned red, and the O2 percentage in my suit hasn't dropped below 94. Yet. Comm static. A voice, distant, fragmented, then gone. Comms drop out every 40 seconds or so. I've managed 2 brief exchanges with interior dispatch. They know I'm out here. They have my suit beacon. They are, and I am quoting dispatch controller Hess directly, working on options. Working on options. That's the phrase they use when they don't have good news and they're not ready to say so. The rescue frame is stored in Bay 11. Bay 11 is on the sun side. Deployment time from cold boot is 19 minutes minimum because someone, not me, decided to put it behind a security lockout that requires 2 supervisor codes. There are currently 3 supervisors on shift. All 3 are apparently unavailable to authorize the rescue frame because 1 is in a pressure seal emergency in the lower ring, 1 is medically indisposed, and the 3rd, I was told this with genuine apology in Hess's voice, cannot be located. I have conservatively 45 to 50 minutes of oxygen in standard mode. I can extend that to perhaps 68 if I enter low activity protocol and reduce my metabolic load. 19 minutes for the frame, 45 for me. That should be fine. It would be fine if the station were stationary. A slow structural groan, deep, the body of the station shifting. Waypoint EN4 is not stationary. In the time it took me to talk through all of that, the hull has rotated another 3 degrees. I am now drifting further into shadow. The light here is different. No scattered reflection off the sun side panels, just the ambient black of open space and the faint cold glow of the station's running lights along the midline. I can see the hull clearly. Gray composite plating, thermal insulation strips, the occasional yellow grab handle running in rows every 2 meters. I can see the grab handles. I just can't reach them. Breath. Slower now. Deliberate. All right. I'm going to stop reporting and start thinking. I'll come back. Silence. Suit sounds. The faint, distant hiss of nothing. Thruster burst, longer this time, a small mechanical whine. Okay, back. I've been thinking for about 6 minutes, and I have something. Not a good something, but something. The problem, as I understood it, I have 2 thrusters that can't push me directly toward the hull. The hull is moving away from me. I cannot close the gap fast enough before the rescue frame arrives. And if the rescue frame arrives, but I've drifted too far into the shadow quadrant, the operator will have trouble locating me on passive scan because my beacon is, and I am quoting Dispatch Controller Hess directly,
Notice this too late to be useful, partially blocked by the coupling housing I was working on when the tether went. The problem, as I now understand it, I have been thinking about this wrong. I have been trying to get back to where the hull was when I lost contact, but the hull isn't there anymore. The station has rotated. The section of hull I left is now 11 degrees clockwise from my current position. But the section of hull that was 11 degrees clockwise from where I left it, that section is now coming toward me. A slow, audible exhale. Egan 4 is rotating at 6.4 degrees per minute. The section of hull currently approaching my position will be within grab handle range in, I need to do this properly, roughly 7 to 8 minutes, depending on my drift rate. 7 to 8 minutes. I have enough thruster control to hold my position laterally and bleed off my outward drift. Not enough to close the gap, but if I stop fighting the rotation and let it come to me, if I just hold position. Comms crackling. A voice, clearer now. Cova 7, this is dispatch. We have frame authorization. Estimated deployment in 14 minutes. Can you confirm position? I'm shadow side, roughly 11 meters off hull surface, drifting outward at slow rate. I'm going to attempt manual recontact in approximately 7 minutes using station rotation. If I miss, I'll need the frame to come to my beacon signal. It'll be blocked by the Node 17 housing, so have your operator look about 3 meters offset from the ping. A pause. Copy that, Cova 7. Be advised, shadow side approach is difficult for frame operators. I know. I'm going to try not to need it. Comms click off. Silence returns. 7 minutes. 6.5 now. I need to stop the outward drift without using too much port low thruster because I'm going to need it for the approach correction when the hull section gets close enough. The starboard high thruster can handle the stabilization if I use short bursts, low power, 30-degree compensation angle. I've done harder math. Multiple short thruster bursts, mechanical clicking, the rhythm of small corrections. The cold is getting into my hands. That's the thing about the shadow side. There's no solar load, so the suit's thermal layer is working entirely off stored heat. My fingers are functional. They're just reminding me where they are. I keep looking at the amber light. Still amber, still 18 seconds. I've decided it means the recycler is running on backup flow rather than primary, which would be consistent with the pressure impact from the tether snap. It means I'm losing a small percentage efficiency on O2 recycling, but not catastrophically. I'm probably fine for 55 minutes rather than 68. I'm going to keep believing that because it's the most useful thing I can believe right now. A deep structural sound, the station body, close now. I can see the hull plates more clearly. There's a row of grab handles at the 2-meter mark, yellow, standard polymer, with the thermal grip coating. They look worn. Someone has done a lot of work in this section. 3 minutes. I'm not going to touch the thrusters unless I have to. Every burn now is a bet on precision. I've been watching the rotation rate, counting it against my internal clock. 6.4 degrees per minute it's slow. It's very slow when you're looking at the stars. It's extremely fast when you're watching a specific grab handle and calculating whether it's going to pass about you or below you. Breath, tight now, focused. Below. It's going to pass below.
Correction, starboard high, 40 milliseconds, angle up 30 degrees. Thruster burst, short, clean. Better. Center of the approaching section. There's a thermal insulation strip between plates. It's raised slightly from the surface, which means I can use it as a secondary grip point if I miss the handle. I'm not going to miss the handle. Station sounds growing, the faint vibration of a structure in motion. Metal. Hum.
1 minute. I'm gonna do this once. If I close my grip on the handle and miss, I'll get one partial contact before the rotation carries it past me. If I make contact and can't hold it with cold hands, I'll have to burn everything I have left in the pack to abort, and then I'm drifting and waiting for the frame. If I make contact and I hold it, then I'm gonna be lying on the cold side of this hull, attached to a grab handle with a damaged recycler amber light, waiting for a rescue frame that can take its time. A rushing, physical sound, not wind, but something like it, the proximity of mass. 15 seconds. Reach out. Don't grab yet. Gauge the closing rate. Don't grab until I'm sure, because a partial grip is worse than no grip. 10 seconds. The handle is right there. Yellow, worn grip tape. Someone's logged a lot of hours on this section. 5. A loud metallic clang, grunt of effort, suit sounds, straining. Silence. Breath, ragged, hard, held together. I have the handle. Both hands, full grip. I'm lying flat against the hull plate, face against the composite surface, and I can feel the vibration of the station through my palms and the pressure of the thermal layer against my chest and the cold of the shadow side everywhere else. I have the handle. Comms crackle. Cova 7, this is frame operator Tulloch. I have your beacon offset. Do you need extraction? I take one breath, then another. Negative, frame operator. I have hull contact. I'm secured. You can stand down, but please stay on standby until I've reached the nearest airlock. Copy that. Standing by. Good work out there. I don't answer that. There's nothing useful to say. Soft, ambient station hum. The warmth of proximity to a structure with people inside it. I'm gonna rest here for 1 minute. Just one. Then I'm going to start working my way along this grab handle row toward the nearest marked airlock, which should be about 40 meters aft of my current position. 40 meters. That's fine. I've been thinking about what I'm going to write in the incident report. The coupling was corroded, which is a pre-check failure. The tether failed at the connection point, which means either the hardware was faulty or it wasn't properly seated, which is also mine. The comms were inadequate for the situation because the beacon was partially blocked, which, that one might not be mine, actually. That one I'm going to flag for equipment review. The amber light is still amber. I've decided it means I'm fine. Gloves against metal. Slow, methodical movement. Grip, release, grip. Audio log, Cova 7. I'm moving. Next entry when I'm inside. Station hum, deepening, the sound of someone going home. End of log.